On top of a hillside boxcar, 4 men in sailors' clothes fix their eyes on the distant waterfront, where a crowd of hundreds clashes with uniformed cops. From this far, the sound resembles some loud, tenacious animal. After a while of silence, one of the men responds. You notice his bruised eye. Waiting on the police to deal with those strikers so we can get back to work. The man clenches his fists. Hey, mind your damn business. One of those bastards dragged me off the pier and... The police open fire into the crowd. As the shots ring out, the character of the sound changes altogether into terror and pain. Oh, fuck this. Bye. No point dying for a day's work. The man crawls to the edge of the boxcar and hops off. The sound of gunfire continues all across the port, but the dense picket line remains unbroken.
You see me here? You think you know me? I didn't start out in the gutter. I was raised right. Mama taught me to read off the Bible. But I'd save up my nickels for the collection plate and buy story rags instead. That smell of wood and paper. But you know, the books I miss the most is the hopeful ones. Got any of those? Leaves a warm feeling in your chest, huh? My future. I didn't know then, but my future was all spelled out in those rags. Anyhow, you got any stories that end looking up? I miss those hopeful ones. Well, that one sure makes me smile. Family wasn't all hard. My mama caught me reading once, but she just told my daddy I was out playing. She loved me, she did. So I miss them blood-pounding adventure stories. You got any like that? Ooh, tell another like that and you could write a good rag. Well, we're talking about the rules. My daddy hated those rags. He whipped me good. Told me hard work's the only way to survive in this world. No use living in my head. But you tell me, what's the wildest thing you've seen on the roads out here? Anything good and exciting? My blood's pumping. That's the kind I used to like as a boy. Our home. We lived in a little house in town, but the fields were never too far away. When my daddy'd run me out of the house, I'd beat it out to those fields and play cowboys and Indians, or jump from a tree like a flyboy. Anyhow, you got any stories that end looking up? I miss those hopeful ones. Leaves a warm feeling in your chest, huh? Travel? Those rags showed me everything travel could be. They took me all over the world. I sailed up the Nile in Egypt. I seen the Statue of Liberty and all those folks coming to America. All of it. My daddy wanted me to quit reading them rags. Said it kept me from hard work. Got his wish, but he didn't get hard work instead. Anyway, I'm headed out this way when the sun comes up. I like your tales. Hope we cross paths again.
C.P. Pennebaker. The dandy approaches seconds after you enter the saloon and extends his hand. Syndicated in 16 papers. Trying to find out what life is honestly like for folks like you out here. Trade you a drink for your story? C.P. Pennebaker takes down your tale in a frenzy. This is precisely what folks want to hear, he cries. He pumps your hand vigorously on his way out the door, leaving you with the bill. barn and silo have seen better days. One big storm might bring the whole structure down. A man hollers, "Ken? Ken? I know you're here, boy." He sees you and lopes across the field toward you. "You seen a boy around? About 14? He sighs. "My boy is missing. I haven't seen him since last night." He swallows. "He ain't the type to run off, neither. Can you spare a minute to help look? I'm worried sick." The interior of the barn is dim, even with the great doors thrown open. You check the animal stalls, but find nothing. As you look up to the loft, you spot a gap in the roof. A bit of cloth hangs down. Perhaps a shirt. You climb the ladder and make your way across the roof. A trail of empty beer bottles leads you past a discarded shirt and to the base of the silo. You climb up. There's a hole in the silo roof, a rupture where rotten wood gave way under something large. You maneuver your way along the edge, keeping your weight off the rotted panels. You poke your head inside. He's there, half submerged in the grain. He's been dead for half a day at least. The man's waiting at the bottom of the barn ladder. "Anything?" There's a spark of hope in his eyes. He chokes back a sob. "I told him not to go up there. I told him." He looks up at the tower, then turns to you, tears tracking down his grimy cheeks. "Why didn't he listen?" Stacks of suitcases grind the parked Model A deeper into the dirt. An extended family inside defies the carrying capacity of the vehicle. The driver leans out the window. "Want this?" He swings a violin around by its neck. 10 bits. We need it for gas." You hear a muffled pounding from somewhere within the car. "6 bits, then. We need it for gas." The pounding becomes frantic. The violin is yours, and the car shudders down the road. It's not quite out of sight when the back door pops open and you hear a girl's voice scream at you. "That violin belongs to Louise Ames, you dumb fuck!" The door and the girl are wrestled back into place, and the car fades into the blur of the horizon. Its weight feels like a comfort as you walk. After all, who knows when you'll need Louise Ames' violin? The car is a lifeline, your one hope to escape the encroaching storm. It rattles along a few yards ahead of the storm front, jouncing and juddering, one pothole away from being swallowed by the choking dust. A figure clings to support straps mounted on the back. You grab the straps and haul yourself up.
"Oh,"
shouts the woman on the back.
"a fellow observer."
She's wrapped in a scarf and aviation goggles, juggling a pen and a notebook while hanging onto the unsteady car. The dust scours your face and rips at your clothes.
"We're not done with our observations."
She threads one arm through the straps and makes another attempt to write, but it comes out illegible.
"Blast it! Get inside and take dictation, will you?"
You clamber through the open back window, and she hands you pen and notebook. You scribble furiously while she dictates the finer qualities of the dust and wind assaulting the car until her voice is hoarse.
"That'll do."
She bangs on the roof.
"Judith, let's go."
She waits by the ruined mill, in an overcoat 2 sizes too big.
Look, over here. Look at this.
She yells.
This only happens once every 10 years, for Christ's sake.
She grabs your hand, and you both look at the black gear rolling west to cover the sun. Steadily, the darkness draws across the sun until it is almost total. She clutches your hand tightly.
I've never seen this before. I've never seen this.
The sun, obscured, throbs and expands, raging against the night. The eclipse breaks. The sun surges forward, screaming, burning, writhing in torment. Your eyes burn too, as if in retaliation, as if your witness of the sun's humiliation constituted some great insult. You look at her. Her eyes are bleeding.
I'm gonna scrawl my name on the bare bones of the earth. I'm digging my heels into the ground.
Electric lamps stipple the cotton field before you with an orange light, moving like a group of lethargic fireflies. From the field, the voices of the workers reach you in a soulful, united song. You're gently lulled to sleep as the song floats over you. Hello, Lordy, pick a bale of cotton. Hello, Lordy, pick a bale a day. You're pulled out of your slumber by a woman's pained scream and a collection of shouts rising from the field. The woman's screams taper off, soon replaced by the raw cries of an infant. Applause briefly fills the night, eventually fading back into song. Oh, Lordy! You wake up to the gentle crescendo of the worker's song, unsure if it ever ceased at all.
And the sea, and when I'm cold and empty, they're the ones who...
Peabody Hotel. The words adorn the exterior wall, each letter the size of a window. The lobby is upholstered furniture and gold chandeliers, but such luxury is a mere accessory to the centerpiece, a travertine marble fountain in which 5 ducks swim. A handsome bunch of feathered fellows, all having a nice time in the water. A bellman in a blue cotton uniform, black cane cupped in his hands, takes notice of your interest in the waterfowl.
Would you happen to be here to witness the duck march?
A wide smile crosses the bellman's face.
Oh, a newcomer. Well, this is a little ceremony I introduced. Every day I march these babies into the elevator all the way to the roof. Then I march them back down to this fountain.
The bellman gestures toward the closest duck. You notice now, the ducks have had their flight feathers trimmed, though their beauty remains intact.
Now, don't look so concerned. I spoil them rotten. The feathers will grow back.
The bellman taps his cane on the marble. Right away, the ducks honk up a frenzy and hop out of the fountain. They beat the water out of their wings and waddle toward the elevator, guided by the bellman's cane. Magnificent. What sweet, gentle creatures.
guitar strings is about the only thing I feel. And if there was second chances, I don't know which way I would choose. Oh, yeah, the thing about down is I need this soul sucker blues. My soul going down to the river, gonna cleanse my soul. That current gonna take firm hold of me. That water gonna make me whole. Going down to the river, gonna cleanse my soul. Won't heed temptation, I just walk on by. Won't heed temptation.
I take a look at you, figure we're heading to the same place. You've been walking a long time, same as me, trying to find where you fit. You ever wonder if that place don't exist? No shame in it, I do. Plenty of time I wonder if I'll just walk forever. You start to wonder, how did I get here? When you're alone, all you have is all this time. Time to trace the lines back to where things started. You got any exciting stories? Anything that'll get my heart going? Damn, that's one surprising tale. I guess you can tell I've had my share of run-ins with authority. It ain't a secret that the white man hates Negroes, but it's always new to feel that hate. The newness of how much they hated a Negro in a union was something different altogether. Look in a man's eye when they're aiming to kill you. It's as sharp as a gunshot. So, tell me a sad story. Sad and true, okay? I hear you. Well, as far as love stories, I mostly love work. Working the land felt natural, felt good. It was the work itself, the labor, the sweat, and knowing that I could point at it and say, that's mine. But anyway, you know any good true tragedies? I feel like one of those tonight. Body and soul. I think about the past sometimes. I never wanted nothing but to be a farmer, to do honest work, get an honest wage. I ain't never gonna be a farmer now. Not much use to think about it. But tell me, what's the wildest thing you've seen out there so far? Now that's a story to keep a man on the edge of his seat. Must be nice to have a home, place to call your own. Under Cropleen, I didn't really own shit, if you excuse my language. You buy things to pay off at the end of the season. And soon you realize even your own bed ain't a guarantee. But anyway, you know any good true tragedies? I feel like one of those tonight. Body and soul. Change. When I was a young man, it took a while for me to accept that all things change. When I did, I leaned into it hard. Sometimes you need to salt the earth to get where you need to go. Here's the sun. I got to get going. My route goes up this way, but I sure did enjoy talking to you. It's probably the kind of story you've heard a million times. Down on your luck, need work, take whatever you can get. How about you? Does my life sound familiar?
I just walk on by. Yeah, the devil gon' lay his snare for me, but his power I will deny. Won't hear temptation. Just walk on by. Oh yeah. When they try to throw a wall, we gon' tear it down. Yeah, they try to throw a wall up, we gon' tear it down. We gonna drive the hurting hearted gal with a wild and righteous sound. When they try to throw a wall up, we gonna tear it down. Yeah, when they try to throw a wall up,
Excusez-moi.
we gonna tear
Beckoning you over, the woman shows you a letter, beautifully typeset on thick vellum. You're struck by the scent of a fancy department store. She points on the parchment to the address.
This address, you know?
Her accent is very thick. You are dismayed to read the first paragraph. Lorem ipsum dolor sit amet, and the address under the monogram in the letterhead. 12345 Road Street, Anytown, USA. The woman blinks, hopefully, leaning close over your shoulder.
Yes? You know this place?
She asks. Poor woman. She's been tricked. This place doesn't exist, you try to explain as loud and slowly as possible.
Of course you exist.
The woman snorts, thumping a fist to her chest. You struggle to make yourself understood, but the poor woman whisks the letter away and stomps down the street. Ah well, c'est la vie.